Have you ever followed poultry advice that everyone says is true, only to end up losing your money? You are not alone. Many poultry farmers in Kenya unknowingly believe a myth that reduces profits, slow chicken growth, and lower eggs production. In this video, we are counting down from myth number 10 to number 1, and some of these might completely change the way you manage your flock. Be sure to watch until the end because every myth we uncover could save your money. Welcome to Dabaso Explorer, where we explore, learn, and grow. Let's dive in with myth number 10. Starting off at number 10, kitchen scraps and hotel waste are all you need for commercial success. It is easy to see why this myth is popular. Feed alone accounts for 60 to 70% of total production cost in poultry farming. So, relying on free vegetables peeling, leftover ugali, or market sweepings feel like an instant way to save money. Here is the reality. While scraps work fine for a few backyard pets, they completely fail commercial production. Kitchen waste lacks the precise balance of crude protein, metabolic energy, calcium, and amino acids that birds need to grow or lay efficiently. The real cost to your pocket: inadequate nutrients drastically delay your bird's growth. Improved kienyeji or broiler feed, mostly on scrap, can take up to 8 or 9 months to reach the market weight, instead of 4 to 5 months. For layers, egg production drops through the floor or stops entirely. You might save money on day 1 by skipping commercial feeds or proper mash, but you lose far more in wasted housing, daily care, and months of delay income. Scraps should only ever be a minor supplement, never the main diet. Moving to number 9. Improved kienyeji breeds like Rainbow, Roaster, or Broiler don't need vaccine because they are hardy. Improved indigenous breeds have great genetics. They forage well, adapt quickly to local weather, and resist mild infection better than delicate exotic broilers. Because of this, many farmers skip vaccine schedules altogether. Here is the truth. Hardiness does not mean immunity. Viral killers like Newcastle diseases, gumboro, and fowlpox do not care how strong or local your breed is. The real cost to you: skipping a Kenya shillings 500 vaccine bottle to save a few coins is a massive gamble. A single outbreak of Newcastle disease can wipe out 80 to 100% of unvaccinated flock in less than a week. Protecting your flock with a strict basic vaccination schedule from a day 1 is the cheapest insurance policy you will ever buy for your business. Coming in at number 8. Mixing antibiotics like OTC into drinking water constantly keeps chicken healthy and helps them grow faster. Walk into almost any agrovet and you will see farmers buying multivitamins and antibiotics, soluble powder to pour into their drinkers every single week just in case. The reality: antibiotics only kill bacteria. They have zero effects on viral diseases like Newcastle or gumboro. Using antibiotics as a daily preventive tool ruins the bird's natural gut microflora, which actually lowers their ability to absorb nutrients from feed. Overusing these drugs build antibiotic resistance on your farm, cause organ stress, and leave chemical residues in the meat and eggs that major commercial buyers actively test for and reject. The bottom line: antibiotics are meant to treat specific diagnosed bacterial illness, not to act as a daily tea. Save your money, focus on clean drinking water and good sanitation, and only use drugs when prescribed by a professional. At number 7, keep the chicken house completely sealed with polythene sheets, draft cause cold and pneumonia. It is naturally to think that wrapping up a chicken coop airtight keeps the birds warm, especially in cooler areas like Limuru or during the cold July season. The reality, chickens naturally generate a massive amount of body heat, body moisture, and ammonia gas from their droppings. When you seal up a coop, the moisture and toxic ammonium fumes get trapped inside. Breathing in concentrated ammonia burns the delicate lining of their respiratory tracts. This leads directly to chronic respiratory diseases CRD, coughing, swollen eyes, and high mortality. The fix: chickens need fresh air flow far more than they need trapped heat. Proper cool construction requires open wire mesh across the top third of the wall for continuous ventilation, paired with deep, dry litter on their floor to absorb moisture. At number 6, buying cheap, uncertified day-old chicks from informal breeders saves initial startup capital. When setting up a brooder, saving Kenya shillings 20 or Kenya shillings 30 per chick sounds like a great deal when buying 200 or 500 chicks at a time. You see, an offer on social media or from uncertified backroom hatcheries and make the purchase. The reality, uncertified hatcheries often suffer from poor parent stock management, leading to weak genetic, low disease resistance, and passed down from the mother and poor sexing accuracy. The real cost, you end up paying for higher mortality rates in a week 1, stunt growth across the flock, or worst of all, feeding what you thought were layers pulled for 5 expensive months, only to realize half of them are male cockers. Always buy your day-old chick from recognized certified hatcheries registered with veterinary authorities. The extra few shillings upfront guarantee high survival rates, fast growth, and predictable egg production. Number 5. Broiler chickens grow faster because they are injected with hormones. This is one of the most common myths in Kenyans today. A lot of people genuinely believe that broilers reach 1.8 to 2 kg in just 4 to 6 weeks because farmers or hatcheries inject them with growth hormones. Here is the truth. Growth hormones for poultry are illegal, ridiculously expensive, and scientifically impossible to use on a commercial scale. Think about it. Injecting thousands of fast-moving birds multiple times a day would cost far more than the chicken itself is worth. So, why do they grow so fast? It comes down to decades of modern genetics and balanced nutrition. Broilers have been selectively bred over generations to convert high-protein feed into muscles efficiently. The real cost to you: when a farmer believes this myth, they often try to slow down or install broilers' growth using low-quality feeds or kitchen scraps, thinking it makes the meat more natural. All this does is ruining the feed-conversion ratio. You end up feeding the birds for 8 or 9 weeks instead of 4 or 5, burning through cash and extra feed while losing your profit margin. Number 4. Salt, extra raw maize, or aloe vera can replace proper supplements and veterinary care. We all love natural shortcuts, and local remedies like aloe vera or chili water definitely have a small place in keeping birds hydrated. But relying on them To replace essential nutrition or proven medication is a dangerous game. Let's start with salt. Some farmers add extra household salt to feed, thinking it stops feather picking or cannibalism. In reality, chickens need very precious sodium levels. Too much salt causes fatal sodium toxicity, severe kidney damage, and wet droppings that ruin your coop bedding. Then there is a raw maize. When layers slow down on production, farmers often dump extra whole maize into the coop. But maize is a pure carbohydrate. Excess maize lower the overall crude protein percentage of their diet, causing the hen to lay down internally abdominal fat. Once a laying hen gets fat, she stops laying completely. The bottom line? Home remedies don't fix mineral deficiency or viral outbreaks. Invest in balanced mineral premix and proper calcium like limestone flour or crushed oyster shell for strong egg shells. Coming in at number 3, lighting inside the coop is only needed so birds can see their food at night. Many small-scale layers farmers turn off the coop light as soon as the night falls, assuming the birds are just resting. But light is actually a physiological trigger for egg production. Here is how it works. Light passes through the hen's eye and stimulates the poultry gland to release the hormones required to form an egg. To maintain a peak production rate of 85 to 90%, laying hens require 16 hours of continuous light every single day. In Kenya, our natural daylight is usually around 12 hours. That means your hens are missing 4 crucial hours of lightning stimulations. The real cost: during darker, rainy or cold months, farmers without artificial lighting notice a massive drop in egg production, sometimes falling from 80% down to 40%. The birds might even enter an early molt and stop laying for weeks. Adding a sample bulb on a timer or switching on light for 2 hours before sunrise and 2 hours after the sunset can instantly bring your eggs count back up. At number 2, biosecurity is an optional luxury for big corporate farms. Ask yourself this: how often do your neighbors, buyers, or feed brokers walk directly into your chicken house to pick out birds or chat? If the answer is often, you are running a huge risk. Viral diseases like Newcastle, fall typhoid, and coccidiosis do not care if you have 20 birds or 20,000. These pathogens travels on a shoe soles, second-hand plastics, egg crates, motorcycle tires, and clothing. The real cost: allowing unchecked visitors into your coop is the single fastest way to lose an entire flock in 48 hours. A single outbreak of Newcastle diseases can wipe out 100% of your birds before a vet even arrives. The easy fix: biosecurity doesn't have to be expensive. Set up a simple foot bath with water and a basic disinfectant at the entrance of your coop. Keep dedicated shoes or gumboots just for inside the chicken house. Never let externally buyer inside your production area. Bring the birds out to them instead. And finally, the number 1. Poultry myth costing Kenya farmers thousands of shillings. Build the coop first, raise the chicken, and then market will appear. This is the ultimate trap that ruins new poultry businesses. Many farmers build a structure, buy 500 chicks, care for them for 5 weeks, and only then start calling around asking, Nani ananunua kuku? Who is buying chickens? The reality: poultry products are perishable and operational costs don't stop just because your birds are ready. If your broilers reach week 6 and you don't have a buyer, they will keep eating expensive finishers feed every single day without adding meaningful weight. Within 2 weeks of waiting for a buyer, your profits are completely swallowed by the extra feed bill. The same goes for layers. If you don't have a steady market for your eggs, you will end up selling them at throwaway distress prices just to clear spaces before they spoil. The golden rule of poultry farming: secure your market before a place a single day chick in the brooder. Talk to a local hotel, egg distributor, kiosk, or restaurant. Secure a verbal agreement or supply contracts first. Know your selling price before you calculate your input cost. Avoid these 10 costly traps, and you'll immediately see the better survival rates, lower feed weights, and clear profit margins in your flock. Which of these may surprise you the most? Have you fallen into any of these traps before? Let me know down in the comments below. I read and reply to every thought. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more practical farming insights, and share this video with fellow farmers who needs to hear this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.